What makes a rivalry truly legendary? Is it the clash of two titans with opposing styles, or the unforgettable moments that leave fans on the edge of their seats? In the world of the NFL, no rivalry captured the spirit of competition like Tom Brady versus Peyton Manning. From their first meeting to their final showdown, these two quarterbacks defined an era, each battle more intense than the last.
There is also the matchup of two of the most prolific quarterbacks in the history of the game.
The football gods clearly want these two quarterbacks playing against one another. Yes, this is meeting number 14 between the two quarterbacks overall.
But what was it about Brady and Manning that made their rivalry stand out above all others? Well, let's dive right into it. Let's start from the beginning. Two quarterbacks, two very different paths to the top. On one side, there was Peyton Manning, a football prodigy who seemed destined for greatness from the start. The son of an NFL quarterback, he had the pedigree, the talent, and the expectations. In 1998, he was the first overall draft pick in the NFL, hailed as a game-changer from the Indianapolis Colts. Known for his sharp football mind and obsession with preparation, Manning became the general on the field, reading defenses like an open book and turning the Colts into a scoring machine. And then there was Tom Brady, the guy who barely made it into the NFL, drafted in the 6th round in 2000 as the 199th pick by the New England Patriots. No one expected much from Brady, not even the Patriots. He was the backup quarterback, a quiet player who didn't have Manning's arm strength or star power. But Brady had something else, an unwavering determination to prove he belonged. When opportunity knocked in 2001, Brady didn't just step up, he transformed the Patriots into a dynasty, leading them to a Super Bowl win in his first season as a starter. Two quarterbacks, one born a superstar, the other an underdog with everything to prove. Their paths were different, but both were set on a collision course that would electrify the NFL and shape the league for years to come. So how did these two competitors, so different in style and story, come to define an era in football? As the 2000s rolled in, the NFL began to see sparks fly between these two rising stars. Brady and Manning were quickly becoming the faces of their teams, but when they faced off, it was Brady who seemed to have the upper hand. Their first big clash came in 2001. Manning, already established as a star for the Colts, was pitted against Brady, who was still finding his feet as the Patriots' new starter. The result? Well, in that game, Brady threw for 168 yards with no interceptions, while Manning had a rough outing with 3 interceptions, 2 of which were returned for touchdowns. Brady's steady performance led the Patriots to a dominant 44-13 victory, putting Manning's skills to the test right from the start.
First start for Tom Brady, first win for Tom Brady.
Over the next few years, their rivalry began to heat up. Brady's Patriots, under the strategic mind of head coach Bill Belichick, developed a game plan that seemed custom-built to frustrate Manning. They took away his favorite targets, put relentless pressure on him, and forced him into mistakes. Meanwhile, Brady thrived in these matchups, calmly guiding his team to victory time and time again. In the 2003 and 2004 seasons, the Patriots defeated the Colts in back-to-back playoff games. For instance, during the 2003 AFC Championship Game, Manning struggled against the Patriots' defense, throwing 4 interceptions, including 3 picked off by Ty Law. Brady, meanwhile, threw for 237 yards and a touchdown, leading the Patriots to a 24-14 victory. The following year, in the 2004 divisional playoffs, Manning was again held in check with only 238 passing yards and no touchdowns, while Brady efficiently passed for 144 yards and a touchdown in a 20-3 win. Those victories were crucial. They paved the way for 2 of New England's Super Bowl titles and cemented Brady's reputation as a clutch performer who could handle the biggest moments. Manning, on the other hand, was labeled as someone who couldn't get over the hump, especially in cold weather games in Foxborough. Each encounter seemed to follow the same script. Manning put up big numbers during the regular season, but falling short when it mattered most. The Patriots' defense, disciplined and unyielding, turned Manning's high-octane offense into a puzzle he just couldn't solve. Yet each game added more fuel to the fire. Manning was determined to rewrite his story, while Brady was eager to prove that his early success wasn't a fluke. And while Brady's Patriots had the upper hand in those early years, Manning was not done yet. The stage was now set for one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. For years, it seemed like Brady had Manning's number. The Patriots were the hurdle Manning just couldn't clear. But all of that changed on a cold January night in 2007. The stage was set for the AFC Championship Game with everything on the line. A trip to the Super Bowl. Brady and the Patriots jumped out to a 21-3 lead, and it looked like history was repeating itself. He had an impressive start, throwing for 3 touchdowns in the first half, putting pressure on Manning to perform a near-miracle comeback. Manning, however, wasn't about to let that happen again. What followed was one of the most incredible comebacks in NFL history. Manning took control, picking apart the Patriots' defense piece by piece. He stayed patient, played smart, and slowly chipped away at the lead. He connected with his receivers in tight coverage, found his tight end Dallas Clark in critical moments, and orchestrated a series of drives that left the Patriots scrambling. The Colts clawed back, tying the game at 31-31 in the fourth quarter. Manning finished the game with 349 passing yards, a touchdown, and no interceptions. Brady, on the other hand, threw for 232 yards with 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Manning's ability to stay calm under pressure and orchestrate drives helped the Colts outscore the Patriots 32-13 in the second half, leading to a 38-34 win. Manning had finally conquered his greatest challenge, overcoming a double-digit deficit to beat Brady and the Patriots in one of the most significant games in his career. He went on to win Super Bowl 41, defeating the Chicago Bears and putting to rest the narrative that he couldn't win the big games.
To Harrison, like last time he got picked. Here he's going long, and a man wide open. It's Wayne at the 15. He walks in. 53 yards for the touchdown.
How about that? Peyton Manning buying just a little extra time in the pocket.
This game changed everything. Manning proved he could beat Brady when it mattered most, rewriting his legacy in the process. But the rivalry intensified. As their rivalry deepened, fans and analysts began to notice the unique styles that defined each quarterback's game. Manning was like a chess master, always thinking 3 moves ahead. He was known for his pre-snap reads, where he'd dissect defenses with almost surgical precision. You'd see him barking out audibles at the line, pointing, waving, shifting his teammates around, constantly adjusting to what he saw unfolding. It was all about control and strategy for Manning, using his intelligence to stay 1 step ahead of the defense. Brady, on the other hand, was the epitome of calm under pressure. He thrived in those tense moments when the game was on the line. Brady had a knack for staying cool, keeping his composure, and delivering clutch plays when everything was on the line. He was often at his best in the final 2 minutes, orchestrating game-winning drives with an almost eerie confidence. Where Manning meticulously calculated every move, Brady trusted his instincts, reading the game as it happened and finding the perfect moment to strike. These contrasting styles created a perfect storm every time they faced each other. Manning's relentless preparation and ability to adjust were matched by Brady's mental toughness and his uncanny ability to deliver when it mattered most. When they met on the field, it wasn't just 2 quarterbacks playing against each other. It was a battle of football philosophies. As the rivalry evolved, it became clear that this was more than just a contest between 2 great quarterbacks. It was a duel that would define a generation of football. As the years went by, the rivalry between Brady and Manning only grew more intense. Each new season seemed to promise another showdown, and neither quarterback was backing down. In 2012, Manning made a big move that reignited their competition in a whole new way.
We're here to announce the conclusion of Peyton's playing career with the Colts.
In life and in sports, we all know that nothing lasts forever.
After recovering from a serious neck injury that sidelined him for a season, he joined the Denver Broncos. This change in scenery gave Manning a fresh start and set the stage for a new chapter in his rivalry with Brady. The first clash after Manning's move to Denver came in 2012, and it didn't disappoint. Brady's Patriots came out on top, winning 31-21 in a hard-fought battle. In that game, Brady threw for 223 yards and a touchdown, while Manning, despite the loss, passed for 345 yards and 3 touchdowns, proving he still had the ability to go toe-to-toe with his longtime rival. But this was just the beginning. Over the next 3 seasons, their matchups became some of the most anticipated games of the year. One of the most memorable moments came in the 2013 AFC Championship Game. In that game, Manning threw for 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, dominating the Patriots defense and leading the Broncos to a 26-16 victory and a trip to Super Bowl 48. Brady, on the other hand, threw for 277 yards and 1 touchdown, but his efforts weren't enough to overcome Manning's offensive firepower. Manning had shown that he could still beat his longtime rival, even with a new team and new challenges.
It's time.
Game over.
Peyton Manning of the Denver Broncos are heading to Super Bowl 48 to represent the American Football Conference, and Tom Brady goes home.
In 2015, they met again in the AFC Championship Game, and the stakes were sky high. Manning, nearing the end of his career, led the Broncos to another victory over the Patriots, 20-18, in a nail-biter that came down to the very last play. Manning had a modest performance, throwing for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns, but it was Denver's defense that shone, sacking Brady 4 times and intercepting him twice, moving Manning to his 4th Super Bowl and ultimately his 2nd Super Bowl title. Brady still managed to throw for 310 yards, but the constant pressure led to critical mistakes. That win, though, sent Manning to Super Bowl 50, where he would go on to win his 2nd title and retire on top. Their rivalry may have ended on the field, but its legacy lives on, reminding all of us of a time when 2 of the game's greats pushed each other to their limits, gave us everything they had, and left us with memories that will never fade. Anyway, after all the epic battles, clutch moments, and career-defining victories, here's the question. If you could choose one quarterback, Brady or Manning, to lead your team in a must-win game, who would you trust with the ball in their hands? And more importantly, why? Let us know in the comments below, and let's see which legend stands tallest in the eyes of the fans. Make sure to also leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. Also, don't forget to watch this video about how good Terrell Owens was. You'll love it.